What ho, chaps, how the devil? It's time for your BBC Spews live teaser. Today I'm going to talk about this interesting tidbit about climate change. The world awaits India's net zero emission deadline. The world awaits, really? Really, the whole world? I don't think the Chinese peasants tilling the fields in Guangzhou province give a flying fuck, to be honest. But let's crack on, shall we? The reason I'm doing this story is quite simple. Ever a centrist, reasonable chap, I'm not going to approach rubbishing this climate change story from the perspective of the right. I'm going to stop saying the obvious, like population is the biggest driver of climate change. So there is 0.0, that's not hyperbole, there is no point at all of small European nations beggaring themselves to try and affect climate change when they will have zero effect on climate change. And that is not hyperbole. I've crunched the numbers, I've talked about it before. Family size shapes your carbon footprint, right? This is a piece from Yale Climate Connections. Look at the numbers. Having one fewer child is the lifestyle choice with the greatest potential to reduce annual personal emissions, averaging 58 tonnes of carbon dioxide. 58 tonnes, right? Living car-free is a distant second, 2.4. 2.4 compared to 58. And even going completely plant-based, 0.8. 0.8 tonnes. So let me tell you this, hippies. Are you listening, hippies? Living in a wigwam, driving a Prius, and all the while shoveling soy-based baby food into that carbon-spewing shit machine you're pushing around in your bamboo pram. It's irrelevant. Irrelevant. Ooh, look, plant-based diet. I saved 0.8 to 58 tonnes. It doesn't do anything. So we in the West could beggar ourselves completely. We could ban cars. It wouldn't do anything. We could ban cars, ban meat, live in the trees and live off crickets. It wouldn't do anything because every new child averages 58 tonnes of carbon dioxide. So if the entire population of the UK lives in a wigwam and only eats mushrooms, but the population of China, India and Africa continues to climb, we are doing less than nothing. Less than nothing. And don't give me that, every little helps, Matt. Every little doesn't help. It doesn't. 58 tonnes compared to 0.8 tonnes. Every little doesn't help. We can live like peasants and beggar ourselves and it won't help. It's like complaining about the fish tanks on the Titanic. That's not the problem. The 12 gallons of water that result from people having fish or lobsters in tanks on the Titanic was dwarfed by the fact there was a 90-foot hole in the side pissing 50,000 gallons of water per second into the fucking boat. Listen to what you're telling me, stupid hippies, right? But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to rant about that because that's too obvious. I'm going to talk about the left-wing argument. And I'll tell you what that left-wing argument is. Oh, Boris Green, economic catastrophe. Shut up, Nigel. Shut up, Nigel. We don't care about economic catastrophe. We're doing the left-wing argument. Far out, dude. Peace, man. Fuck off, Nigel. No, we're going to talk about this. Do you know why India is reticent? Do you know why the Chinese are a little bit sceptical? Well, I'll tell you why. They said, John Kerry failed to get India to really clarify how they're going to achieve their net zero emissions target. John Kerry, the wet blanket himself, he failed. Do you know why he failed? Because why should the West, who don't have to send their wives out carrying slabs of concrete via the medium of face, do you know why? Do you know why we don't have to do that? Because we used, via the medium of hard work, capitalism and captains of industry, we used the natural resources of the world to develop our economies to the point where our women can work in offices and sit there in an air-conditioned office sipping a mocha chocolate latte and gobbing off about climate change. Like a typical middle-class arsehole with the self-awareness of a goldfish in a hijab. That's why. So, and here's the left-wing argument, why you smug, arrogant white people. Why are you stopping these nice brown people from developing their own economies? Why do you want to stop these hard-working brown people from carrying bricks on their head? Don't you want them to be able to sit in an office, listening to easy listening music, drinking overpriced beverages, and talking shit about the patriarchy? Don't you want them to do that? I want them to do that. I want this poor brown woman to not have to use her face to labour. I want her to be able to make money by sitting behind a desk and not using her fucking skull. That's what I want. Why do you have the right to stop Asian and African people from utilising the exact same measures that we did for centuries? Why all of a sudden do you get to tell them, oh yeah, well, we're all rich now. We're all fat and rich and heavily moisturised, but you're not allowed to do it, brown people. You can't use the exact same measures that we did. No. Carry those bricks, bitch. Is that what you want to tell them? Lefty arseholes? Because I don't. I think brown people should have the exact same rights as I do. But then, what do I know? Alas, I'm merely a bootneck, and common sense, it ain't so common anymore. Especially not to arrogant, hypocritical leftist, commie activists and the general middle-class arseholes that make up Extinction Rebellion and all of the other wanky organisations that want to ruin your fucking day to make themselves feel better because they can't do basic maths. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all at 7 PM UK. See you in a bit.